What's up, in this Libby Say Richard Exit Media? What's up? What's up? Just as I get things sorted here really quickly. Um, yeah, you need to go thing. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Anyway, I hope you got a chance to see today's races. Uh, they were really interesting, really good races today. So I hope you got a chance to see what was going on. So we had Jay Vine literally pulling the wall over the eyes for the Tour of Romandie Stage 3. Excuse me while I'm just getting sorted here really quickly. It's too many things to do. It's a one-man show, one-man operation, and just one more. Make sure my stats page is up so I can read off, give you the proper names of people because I can remember most stuff, but at the same time, it's not the best thing to try to rely on your memory because there's so many names, so many things going on, and all that good stuff. Anyways, in this Libby Say with your Legs Media, I appreciate you tuning in. If you are just joining us, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, as we get into this and get busy. So we're going to start off with the Tour of Romandie with Jay Vine. And let's turn it down. I know you must be loving the thumbnails. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. My thumbnails are popping, baby. So Jay Vine, he, I didn't even have him picked for like as a winner for today because I'm so used to him just working hard for everybody, and to see him pull off the win that he did today. So it was an interesting day. There was a bit of climbing they had to do today. It was considered sort of a sprint slash not a sprint stage because of the uphill finish, and the uphill finish proved to be decisive. Like it definitely made a big difference because they were thinking that Matthew Brennan would be able to get another win on the stage, but he wasn't able to do that. So as we get into it, so just want to just have a real quick look at the profile of the stage. So there's a pretty big climb towards the end of the thing. It was a category 2 climb. Matthew Brennan was able to get over that. So like once he got over that, I think the group split up a little bit, but then it came back together. And once it came back together, he was able to, his team was able to get him back and then just get him in the mix. And it was looking like he was going to sprint for the finish. But prior to that, it was like 40 kilometers from the top to the finish. And Stefan Kung got over the top with, man, where that came from. Maybe there's too much pepper in my stew and rice. But Jay Vine got over, Stefan Kung got over the top of the last climb, 40 kilometers to go. And he had like a 2-minute lead. And Stefan Kung is a really strong time trial. I mean, he was one of the best. Back in the day, he just like used to tear up everybody. And was thinking that he'd probably be able to hang on to the finish. But Stefan Kung, they caught him. I mean, they worked hard. They had Bismillah bike. They had Movie Star. Who else was it? Sudal Quick Step, and they were all on the front, and they were horsing it. They were chasing it back. Donnie Daisy, how you doing? Thanks for. I hope you hit the like button. Warm, Mr. Warm. I hope you hit the like button. So, but yeah, yeah, they just was on the front, and they had the pedal to the metal, and they chased down Stefan Kung, and I've been willing him for like the whole like season, like that he gets a win. Man, like because I just really like him as a rider, and I just wanted to see him win a stage, win a race, and he keeps coming close. But they chased him down with some ferocity today. I mean, they really chased him down. They chased him down hard. And then they caught him up, and then it sort of settled down with about 10K to go. And then basically everyone was settling in because the last climb was like two kilometers and a bit to the finish. So you had like people like Geraint Thomas on the front, like working hard on that last climb, like setting up the pace. Like Remco going to the front attacking. Everyone was thinking that we could get it done. We could get it done. But in the end, like from about a kilometer to go, everyone was hitting. Like Remco went, Geraint Thomas went, some of the other, like one of the Visma team by guys went. Everyone was hitting it really hard, And then the last attack, who was it by? I can't remember who was the last attack by, but the last attack, it sort of was too much for Matthew Brennan, and that's when Matthew Brennan sort of started to separate. But as it did start to separate, they all started to look around. It's like a kilometer to go. Who's going to go? Because everyone's attacking and no one know what to do. And Jay Vine said, "Hey," and he didn't even really roll out that hard. He just went from the left. He went hard enough to. It was almost Tade Pogacar-esque the way he went over the top of everybody, well, around everybody, and he just got a gap. It opened quickly. He got like maybe 20, 30 meters, and then he just stayed on the gas because it was uphill. So it was definitely in his, he was in his playground because like Jay Vine is a really strong climber. And as he got, further, the gap started opening, got stopped open, and they were still looking around. But then I think he must have been about 100 meters in front, maybe 200 meters in front. Then everyone really started to try to pursue him. But then it's too late because they're climbing now. So they have to use the same energy and power that he did to try to get back to Jay Vine. But he's got a march on him. So you're trying to, chase down and climb against somebody who's just as strong as everybody else that's chasing. So you're starting off with a losing battle by giving the man that advantage. So once he got the gap, and then the crazy thing is he was looking, and you could see he was tired, and then he looked around and he's like, "Ooh, I still got this gap," and it's growing. So, and then you could see him sit down, and he just like, had I don't know, it was a bit more energy off it, leveled off, but you could see him pick the speed up and just like get back on it, like he needed to stop. Man, this hurts, and then got off the gas, and then realized that they weren't catching him. That is, because he didn't initially do the attack to win the stage. He just did the attack because everyone else was attacking. He said, "Let me see what happens," and this is what happened. He managed to get away. So then he just gets away, and then that's all she wrote, and he just won the stage by. He won the stage by. I do have him there. He won the stage by about 20, 30 seconds. He moved him up a little bit. Actually, moved him above Remco. So Jay Vine is now like 41 seconds. Let me just stop guessing. Jay Vine wins the stage. Jay Vine is now he's 41 seconds off the leader to GC, which is Alex Bolden, who kept his leader's jersey. Unfortunately, the points jersey went over to Jay Vine. Matthew Brennan loses the sprinter's jersey by, so Jay Vine is on 59 and Matthew Brennan is on 52 points. But in I'm not quite sure what type of stages are next, if there's any more sprinter stages. There's individual time trial. What does tomorrow look like? Is tomorrow's stage for Brennan where he can, tomorrow's not a stage for Brennan. Tomorrow's a climbing stage. So if Brennan's going to get that jersey back, he's going to have to go get them bonus points out on the road if there are any bonus points, intermediate sprint points. If there's any intermediate sprint points tomorrow, Matthew Brennan's going to have to go and get them if he wants to get that sprinter's jersey. And then I'm going to talk about Matthew Brennan and Olaf Koy because they're the two main sprinters for Abysmal Lisa bike. And we're going to see. That's just as interesting to me. So Jay Vine wins the stage. Lenny Martinez from Bahrain Victorious gets second place. And João Almeida from UAE Team Emirates takes third place. So basically, UAE came in and just grabbing UCI points like crazy. They've been grabbing UCI points all season, and they just grab it more. So that's how that finished. That's how it went down. Jay Vine just an amazing climb to the top of the finishing kilometers. And it's the top, more than the top of the mountain, to just an amazing climb to the finish, and it was good to see. So now let's get into Harold Martin Lopez. He's from Colombia, and he finished second the other day to Walt Pauls. So on stage 4, because stage 5 yesterday was canceled. So he finished second to Walt Pauls on stage 4, and today he finished first to Walt Pauls on stage 6. So I mean, it's like Astana is on fire right now. I mean, they just can't stop winning. So they win the sprint on stage, and see if should have him here. That's Walt Pauls. So let's go back to all of Astana's wins on this here stage. So on stage 2, And we almost ended the stream. That would not have been good. So on stage 2, there we go. We have Lev Gonov on stage 2. This is the tour of Turkey. On stage 2, Lev Gonov wins the sprint. Then we go to stage 4. So no, that was stage 3. That was stage 3 that the young man Lev won. That was stage 3. Then stage 4, Walt Poles wins stage 4. And then it's like right now Astana's on just a fly. So then you come to today, and Harold Martin Lopez wins stage 6. So it's an 8-day stage race, but one day was canceled. So because of bad weather, which was yesterday. So we're having 7 stages, and they've won 3 stages already. So they've won half of the stages. If they win again tomorrow, they would have won more than half the stages, and that would be probably one of XDS Extended's most successful stage race like tours. And then to even make it even nicer, we have this young man named Lorenzo Fonato wins the stage yesterday in the Tour Romandie. So just Astana have been on fire, and just they are just winning nonstop. So just in 4 days, 4 stage wins. That's amazing. 4 days, they're right up there with UAE with type results. Maybe not the same high quality race, but just the same type of results. So that's I just had to just highlight that, and I just think that's flipping amazing. But Harold Martin Lopez today, it was a lot of attacking. Like 2 climbs ago, Walt Poles, all the commentators, even I was looking. I was like, what's going on with Walt? He wasn't really like the guys that he was like his main challengers were attacking nonstop, and he wasn't really just responding to everything just so as instantly. He was just taking his time to respond, and he let Van den Broek go up maybe 20-30 meters, and then like a little gap open, then he would bridge across to it. Basically, he was just trying to get the guys who weren't as strong to burn their matches, and if they weren't strong enough, making them burn their matches to get across and follow. So he just kept everybody in check, and it was looking like the commentators is like, from that last climb, the climb before, we don't know what's going to happen. He's probably going to get Walt Poles because he's in the leader's jersey. This is Walt Poles here. He's in the leader's jersey, and he's probably going to get dropped. And we don't know. But he was just buffing everybody. So he got on. Walt Poles got onto the last climb, and he just sat there. And then a couple guys took off, and then you had young Harold Martin Lopez from Colombia, bridged the gap to the guy who was away. And then he jumped around him. This was about 2 kilometers ago, maybe a little less. Probably about a kilometer ago. And then once he was clear, and then Walt Poles could see that he was clear and that no one was going to catch him, then Walt Poles, jumped to the guy who Harold Martinez just dropped, got to him, and then waited for a little bit, let him ride a little bit, and then attacked and dropped him. So Astana essentially finished 1-2 again. So they finished 1-2 a few stages ago, and then they finished 1-2, but just in the reverse order. But Harold Martinez, didn't take the lead off of Walt Poles, so Walt Poles rode smart and just kept him in check, just gave him enough, gave him enough leash to basically just get the win, but not till he would lose the leader's jersey. So that's why he kept his leader's jersey. So that was cool, and he kept his leader's jersey. So if we look at who was, we go to the. So it's a stage 6, and Harold Martin Lopez was first with Walt Poles second, as I said, and then he had Jonas Kosek from Una X Mobility in 3rd place. And that's how it went down. It's been, it's not as high profile as some of the races early in the season, but the racing has been good, and it's been exciting, and it's been nonstop. And it's good not to be able to have the races today, as opposed to the one yesterday, which was canceled. But they made it easy yesterday because it was the S1 Frankfurt. So it was 3 races to cover yesterday. Just made it a little easier for me just to be able to bring you the races, because I didn't have to cover everything. But anyway, so that's it. And it's Luby Say With Your Legs Media. Tomorrow we got stage 4 and 6. So stage 4 of the tour of Romandie and stage 7 of the tour of Turkey. And the tour of Turkey, there's supposed to be 2 flatter stages, so it looks like Walt should be able to keep his jersey, because there's no like, it is like they do have to do some climbing over the next couple of days, but not so bad. But he should be able to keep his leader's jersey. And then in the tour of Romandie, they have it's a good climb to the finish tomorrow, and then there's a time trial the day after that. Individual time trial. So an individual time trial, I'm thinking like Remco is maybe just gonna try to keep everybody in check on the climb tomorrow, and then just go for it and try to win the GC off of the time trial on so that'll be Saturday, Sunday. Anyway, it's holiday weekend. Seems like everywhere, and you know, whatever you're doing, be safe, and you know, just be safe. And we will catch you on the next one. So this has been Luby Say With Your Legs Media. I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope you hit the like button. If you hit the like button, I really, really appreciate you even more. And then, yeah, we shall see how it goes. Next week, Friday, the Giro d'Italia starts. So we're going to be here every day bringing you the Giro d'Italia. You know, just bringing the Giro d'Italia. Alrighty? Peace out, people. Talk to you soon. And like I said, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate everyone who says like button.